This is Joseph again. This is what I'm going to do for 900 military terms for recruits, cadets, and veterans. I'm going to just skip along instead of me reading stuff. I'm going to give you some examples of the 900 military terms, and then we'll go into the other parts of this particular ebook. Okay, stand by. This term right here, that's your 201 file. That's your file, their official military file that follows you, and it records everything the major stuff that you do good or don't do good. Okay, that follows you throughout your entire military career. And I got to tell you about this 4187. This is the Department of the Army form. It's a form pretty much for doing everything. Okay, from going on leave to get dog tags, to try to get a school that you want. Okay, that pretty much covers everything. That's a 4187. And I like giving a little military history. Here's one about the American Civil War you can read when you get the book. Okay, or you can pause this video and read what I got there. And there's a little bit about one of the supporting aircraft, Apache gunship. Badass thing. Okay. And APFT, Army Physical Fitness Training or Test. You got to take those all the time, okay, throughout your military career, and that coincides with maintaining height and weight standards. And you got arm and hand signals, waste the signals without violating noise and light discipline, okay. And you hear about soldiers, hopefully not you, getting in trouble. Article 15 under the UCMJ, Uniform Code of Military Justice, okay. And you got to take this ASVAB test. The higher score, the better. Okay, there's a lot of books out there to help you do practice tests for that ASVAB. I highly advise you to get those books. And I got POCs in the back of this book. And there's some history on the Ashaw Valley, very famous battle. Ashaw Valley, a very famous place, nicknamed the Valley of Death. That's during the Vietnam War. And everybody will be trained and qualified on the assault rifle. In this case, I believe it's M16A4 nowadays. Okay, until they get a better weapon. And here's a few commands you'll hear all the time: attention, attention to orders, at ease. And here's one. It's not a command. It's attention to detail. It's the very focused task of doing things and really taking it apart and getting it done completely, okay, instead of BSing around, okay, whether it's cleaning a weapon or actually going into combat. The attention to detail is going micromanaging yourself and the task that you do, okay. It's attention to detail because it's the small stuff that'll get you screwed up, that'll get you killed, okay. And I got to tell you this: attrition. Skirmishes, battles, wars are won on attrition, meaning you got to make sure most of those bad guys are killed off and all their equipment, all their gear, all their resources, than your own comrades and your equipment, your supplies. So the more of them you kill, the better off. That's the way it is. Good write up on Audie Murphy right there, one of the baddest soldiers ever walking this earth. Okay. Here's something I was part of. History. I volunteered for AWADS, it's the Adverse Weather Aerial Delivery System. I think it was about 250 paratroopers volunteered, and we just threw us out the door multiple times. And it was stone cold. I'm telling you, you couldn't see nothing from nothing. They told us don't pull any risers. We just parachuted down to the drop zone, and it was based on a computer system from where we were to where we landed. And they're trying to figure out how to get the system work right so they can actually drop troops and equipment in the blind when there was absolutely no visibility whatsoever. Okay, and let me talk about AWOL, absent without leave. That's the last thing you want to do. Okay. Cat's paw, that's a neat little rope trick, middle rope trick, instead of using a single or double butterfly. Because once you use a transfer tightness system, you're gonna need pliers to get those knots out, but not with a cat's paw. And I explained that. And let me see here. And here's a list. I'm not sure. I don't think it's I could put something down there. It's probably outdated by tomorrow. Here's the command and staff. The following are Army command or organizations and locations. So that this might help you out, depending on your MOS, your job, and where you want to go throughout the United States or the world. Okay, that's about 3 or 4 pages at least. You got comms, company commander, compass, comsec, and there's my take right there on Delta Force. And you got direct lay, direction and distance. I put direct lay down there twice. Direct order, dirt bag, dirty slide, disaster preparedness, discharge. And there's a couple of terms for the term ears. Okay. And there's a term enfilade. You want to kill most folks with the least amount of bullets? Enfilade. You read that right there. There you got eyes on target. And I talk about like history, Fallujah. And some of you guys that are going to be involved with mortars, you'll probably work in what's called the FDC, Fire Direction Center. And if you're in combat arms and special infantry, you got to know about final protective fires. You start getting overrun, this is the final protective fire is going to save your butt. Here's a term we all use anyway. There's a difference between parachutist and paratrooper. 5 jump commandos, guys that just go to jump school and get their wings, and that's it. They don't experience the misery that the actual guys that are in line units like the 82nd Airborne, the Rangers, or Special Forces, those type of folks that they go through just to jump. Okay, so we call them 5 jump commandos. And you always hear this term in the movies, flanking movement. Hey, when they're out flanking you, that means you're just about getting ready to be enveloped. That's the worst thing that could happen. Okay. And here's some more history. I talk about genocide, about 850 Tutsis that were slaughtered by the Hutus, the rival clan, I guess, and bad way to go. Really bad way to go. I talk about this because I felt that the United States government should have done something about it, but didn't. Okay, 850,000 slaughtered by machetes and garden tools in Rwanda. Okay. And here's a term if you're doing RB-15 drills. RB stands for rubber boat, and 15 stands for the number of people that can be in that boat. And it's a giveaway together, okay? And just about everybody will do guard duty. And there's GT score right there. You'll have a GT score, and that GT score will get you pretty much what you want as far as schools. The higher the GT score, the better. Okay, so you gotta get that ASVAB and get that book and study and get a good score on your ASVAB. Get all them good scores as high as possible. And there's that height and weight standards. I tell you, I've seen guys with 15 years plus in the Army get kicked out because they couldn't meet height and weight standards. And there's hot load. And hot gear right above that. And there's my I'd rather shake the hand. Good reading there. Go ahead and pause the video and read that. Hear that word incoming, you got to take cover. This with the U.S. Army Special Forces, the A-teams, they go in ISOFAX to prepare for missions. Okay. And there's a funny term there, Japanese jump boots. Those are shower thongs or shower shoes. Another important historical event, Quezon, Vietnam War. And there's one, lift and shift fires, limit of advance, line 9 medevac. And I'm going to stop right there. I'm barely halfway through because I'm already at 8 minutes. Hold on. I annotate here the many advantages of military life. Here the Army branches, abbreviations, and their series code. Okay. And here are some common armored vehicles you'll run into as a recruit, on duty, cadet, whatever. And military aircraft. Okay. From the Air Force and Army. And there's the Army rank and the grade. And there's some points of contacts for military pay scales. It's going to change, so I just put those points of contacts on there so you can get the most recent data, so you know what you're going to get paid or will get paid when you go in the service, and different ranks as you go on. I still have my own collection of military manuals, and these are military manuals I put down there that are worthy of your attention. There's a whole bunch of them. And as a bonus, this is my technique for zeroing and engaging targets. The Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, they teach the same thing, and I got something much better. And you read about it, and if you use this, I'll tell you what, you're gonna score expert on the range. Just do what I tell you, okay? There's some military points of contact for you. Okay, we're back to the beginning. I try to keep this as brief as possible. We're clocking in at 10 minutes, so I'll stop right now. Thanks a lot for staying with me this long, and I hope you get this for your recruits, cadets, and veterans. I hope you get this ebook. It's very worthy of your attention. And I'll see you in the next video.